Hey, what's up, people? Hola mi gente, and what do they say? Want everybody to have a happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, happy, happy Christmas, happy New Year's, all that stuff. Cause this is probably my last video before the holidays, but this week is pretty slow since it's coming up on Thanksgiving. So I figured why not let me just make a video before then. First, gotta say, give a shout out to Nikki. Figured I'd tell you guys a story about something that happened to me. Actually, I thought it happened 2 years ago, but actually I think it happened last year. But I figured the last video I did was about, the government shutdown and stuff. Only got like 3 views, but the one before that I was talking about my real life, and I got 48 views, which is like, it's a lot for me. So I figured, if that's what people want to hear about, actually that one before that was about like drugs and a little bit of violence and sex and all of that stuff. So maybe that's the reason why people wanted to hear about it. This one is about violence, a little bit of drugs, no sex involved in this one. But anyway, let me go ahead and talk about the story, because it's funny in the fact of how it turned out. It's kind of a little bit violent, but it's kind of funny. So I hope you get the humor in this. All right, it's all right. I actually thought it happened to, but now I think about it, I think it happened like last year, because the reason why I'm even thinking about it is the weather's cold right now like it was last year. But anyway, let me go ahead with the story. Right, now I'm going to give you details, because sometimes my stories, I don't want to give too many details, and I leave out names and stuff, because I don't want to put people in any kind of like funny situations. But it's basically only me, and I don't think I'm going to get anybody in trouble by it. I'm not going to get myself in trouble by telling you the story, so I'm to give you facts. Right, last year around this time, I was on either the M4, M5 bus riding downtown. I'm sitting in the back of the bus. The back of the bus is a little bit elevated from the front of the bus. And this is around like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. I'm headed downtown. Bus is going down Broadway. And it was a Friday night. So Friday nights, that's not that many people, on the bus, taking the bus. Because, it's like, that quiet time before people get to go out and party and stuff like that. So I'm sitting in the back of the bus on the upper level, and most of the people, are sitting down on the lower level. There's only about like 9 to 10 people on the bus anyway. So the bus stops at this station. Some crazy looking dude comes on, right? He's making noise, he's acting all crazy, he doesn't have the right fare, and he starts screaming at the bus driver. And the bus driver, I think he's a little scared of the guy, so he just tells the guy to go ahead. Because the guy, he's got a little size on him, his hair's looking wild, he has a wild looking beard, he's talking all crazy. I'm thinking he's acting like he might be drunk or something, but I'm just like, it was only like 8:30 or 9, and that's the reason why I remember the times. I'm just like, it's a little bit early to be getting drunk. So I'm just like, maybe he's just high on something. But he sits down in front of the bus, actually where the old people are supposed to sit, but he's sitting there grumbling, making noise, right? Now I'm in the back of the bus, I'm looking at a PDF I'm looking at this PDF document on a tablet, reading about I can't even remember what I was reading about. I think it was like some computer technical stuff. So I'm reading this, and I was just like paying no attention to the guy. But anyway, the guy decides to get up on the bus and come up to where I'm at, right? And while he's walking past me, he bumps me kind of hard. He keeps on going towards the back, and I'm looking at him like, yo, why? I didn't say anything to him. I'm looking like, why does he have to bump me? Because it seemed like he did it on purpose. Because even though I was sitting in the aisle seat, there's really no need for him to bump me as he was going up. So he sits in the back, and he doesn't even look at me. I'm looking at him like, better say excuse me or something. But I caught myself, and I was like, why am I looking at him all crazy like this? The dude is looking wild. He's got a little bit of size on him. He's younger than me. And I'm just like, you know what? Why don't I? Because I ain't no thug, right? I was thinking like, you know what? If I was my boy Fox would have ran back there and cracked his jaw with no problem. If I was my boy Dale would have went back there and went Rambo on him with no problem. Both those guys, I'm not those guys. I mean, them kicking ass is what they do. So, but I'm not them. So I was just like, you know what, Chris? Let me stop looking at this dude like I want to do something, because I don't really want to do it. I just want to keep the peace. So I just turned around like I was upset that I didn't really like that he bumped me that hard and stuff, but I was like, you know what, just let it go. Didn't want to have any static. So the bus goes along for a couple of stops. Next thing I know, homeboy jumps up from the back and sits right behind me. He sits in the seat right behind me. No sooner does he sit down in the seat behind me, I look back at him. He lunges forward and bangs the back of my seat with his shoulder like, like, fuck you, punk. Now I'm looking at him like, okay. I guess I got beef now. I got no choice. So I put my tablet down, throw it down in my knapsack, and stand up. I'm standing up. As I'm standing up, I'm stepping down because there's steps, right? Where I'm sitting at, there's one step that's lower, and back where he's sitting at, he's one step higher than me. So I'm stepping down out into the aisle, getting ready to tussle with this dude. Cause I'm just like, all right, got no choice now. So as I'm standing up, I'm realizing that the bus is stopping, right? Now this bus driver, he's one of these guys that he's on one of these hard stoppers. It's like he pulls into a station, and like not a station, when he pulls into a bus stop, he drives fast, then he just like slams on the brake, and like he's turning and slamming on the brake at the same time. So as I'm standing up, I'm realizing he's slamming on the brake again, pulling in the station. So I figure, you know what? While I'm standing up before he is, and he's still standing up. I figured I might as well use this leverage to my advantage, because I'm kind of like standing, looking towards the back of the bus, so I'm going to be, the momentum is kind of pushing me backwards anyway. So I grab homeboy by his arms, since I'm going backwards, and I grab him with both my arms and pull him towards me, going backwards, and more like flip him over me and throw him down into the lower part of the bus. Now he's grabbing on everything. He was surprised by this, so he's grabbing on a whole bunch of stuff, trying not to fall, but he was unsuccessful. He just like hit it crazy hard. Bow! Now I was real successful throwing him down. Like I was surprised, but anyway, there's this woman who was sitting down there she was listening to music on her smartphone, so she was oblivious to everything that was going on. So she sees homeboy. He tried to grab on her back of this thing on the back of her chair to stop himself, but he wasn't successful. She's like shocked. She takes off her headphones to get down and try to help this guy. I guess she's thinking he just fell down, right? But she looks at him, and she sees him on the floor looking up back at me. So she looks back at me, and then in a split second she realizes, oh, this static, there's some kind of beef. In no time flat, this woman, in a split second, she got up and jetted out the back. Now I'm standing right there where the back entrance to the bus is, where the back exit is. She zooms right past me, boom, she's out in the shot. Everybody else is looking back, like I said, there's only like 9 people down there. They all start scattering. They do the same thing she does. And I'm just like, because they realize, they're looking at me like, yo, this dude didn't fall down, this dude got thrown down. So now they all jet out, right? And while they jetting out, they kind of in my, because I was thinking about, since he was on the ground, and I can be honest with you, I was thinking like, yo, between me and him, he probably going to win this fight. So I was thinking about jumping on him while he was down on the ground, just busting him in his head, back of his head, or choking him out or something like that. But all these people running off, they didn't take that long to clear out the bus. But all these people running out the bus, they kind of killed that. So I'm standing right before the back door exit. And I'm looking at this dude. I'm waiting for him to get up so we can start throwing down. Now he's taking a long time to get up. Now I'm thinking like, okay, all these people are off the bus. I can still jump down on him and kick his ass. But I let him get up. And while I'm waiting for him to get up, like this, it sounds like it took a long time. It really didn't take all that time. The bus ain't moving, but the back door is open and the front door is open. And I'm looking at the bus driver, and the bus driver is still in the bus. He's just like, there's like this mirror that you can see that everything going in the back of the bus. I can see him looking through the mirror and looking at me. And I guess he was just waiting to see what was going to happen. And as I'm looking through, I realize I see, what's the name of this, La Tierra restaurant or something like that. I know exactly where I'm at. I'm on like, the bus is parked on Broadway between 146 and 147. Now I know people on this block, and I'm just like, man, the last thing I need is for these people to see me fighting in the street or, fighting on the bus and all of that stuff. But, I'm just like, I'm already in the situation, so, just got to go through with it. I'm letting this dude get up. I don't know whether he has a knife on him, whether he has a gun on him. This dude looking wild. He looks like the type of dude that in a fight, he will bite you, and he will, like, give you all kinds of diseases. He's just like a real nasty looking cat, right? But the cat gets up. He gets up holding his arm, and he's like kind of limping. So I guess that fall hurt him a lot more than I thought it did. And he's backing up, right? And as he's backing up, he's cursing at me. He's calling me cabron, all this other stuff, right? But I'm like, okay, what is he backing up? But I'm thinking like, all right, since he's backing up, maybe he's backing up. He's gonna pull out and start like, open fire on me to give himself, just put a little distance between me and him. Because if he pulled out while we were standing close to each other, I could have rushed him real fast. But the more he backs up, and I'm like when I ask wonder myself, should I try to rush him on just because he pull out a gun, or should I just dip out the back just in case he starts shooting? So I'm just like trying to figure out what to do, but he backs all the way up, cursing at me, all this other calling, and then he gets off the bus, and I'm like looking at him as he gets off the bus, see if he just decided to pull out and start shooting into the bus, but he doesn't. He just starts going down the street, like holding his arm and kind of limping. And I'm just like in shock, because I'm saying he was acting like he was a super bad dude, and I thought we about to throw down. I'm thinking my chances ain't all that great in this throwdown. Like he might beat me, and it ends with him backing out even after he started up with me. So I'm looking like, ain't this a bitch? And so now it's quiet now, like I'm going back to my seat, right? The bus driver tells me, I'm sure the bus is out of service, right? Looking at the boy like the bus is out of service. But, I was kind of a little bit of hype from all of that, because, I like the adrenaline was running. So I get my stuff and get off the bus, and I step off the bus, right? And the bus, the bus driver closed the door, and I watch him, because I watch him as he goes down the street, I watch him, he pulls in 145th, opens his door and lets people with 145th in, so his bus wasn't really out of service. He just wanted me to get the hell off his bus. Now after I'm off the bus, I'm looking around, and like I said, it's cold, so there's people on the street, but people milling about. None of the people on the bus who's on the bus before was outside. They didn't even wait to see how this fight was going to go down. They just said, forget that. They was getting out of Dodge. So none of those people are around. The only people I see is the dude himself. He's like further down the block, limping, trying to go wherever he was going to go. Now I was like, I started walking like, I was like looking. It was kind of tripped me out, because I was just like, what, all that stuff just happened. It seemed like it took a long time, but it only probably took maybe like a minute or two, maybe 3 minutes at most. That whole thing just happened so fast, and even though it didn't really have to go down to a full-fledged fight, but after I threw him down those steps, it was pretty much over. He lost whatever heart he had, whatever he thought he was going to do to me as far as punking me. Maybe he thought he was going to rob me, whatever. That went straight out his head. So I was just like, well, damn. All right, so I came out that all right. I was still like, I was still kind of, and I can't lie, at the time it wasn't that funny to me, but the funniest part of that whole thing, when I said this was a funny story, was the woman who took off her headphones and saw homeboy laying on the floor. Then she looked back and realized there was beef. She booked. I mean, she got up so fast, it was like she was a flash, like, pew! It was like she had no hesitation. When she realized it was trouble, she said, forget this. She said, forget this. She broke out. And everybody else followed suit. And she actually had me kind of bugging. So I was like, damn, you thought I had a gun or something, the way she reacted. I'm like, you thought I was like standing up there with a gun or something. But man, that's actually, the part that probably cracks me up the most about that whole situation. But like I said, that's what's funny about it, is the way it turned out, because, I didn't get stabbed, I didn't get shot. That dude didn't bite me, which I can't lie to you. He was like a real nasty looking dude. So I was like, that dude would probably bite me, scratch me, and I have all kinds of diseases, all kinds of stuff, but it didn't come down to that. So I was just like, well, I guess that was just another day in New York City, because, people be thrown down on the buses and the subways all the time, but I don't know, I just figured that's a story I'd let people talk about, because I was actually going to talk about Mike Woodson and this dude following around on the New York Knicks and all that, and I said, what, I ain't going to talk about it. Maybe I will talk about that another time, because that story is crazy, but just figured I'd tell you something about, something happened to your boy Chris. Anyway, like I said, I hope everybody has a happy holiday, and thanks for listening. Peace.